Good evening. How do we create urgency in high ticket sales? What do we do with people talk about understanding that they don't need to go through any course or they don't have to read any book before they talk to us. Hello, my name is Jader. I'm the founder of Black Label Closers, an organization dedicated to help people become highly effective in the art of closing high ticket. You can subscribe to YouTube. You can hit the bell, hit the thumbs up. Let me know any participate. Just let me know what you think. You agree? You don't agree? You want to ask questions? Let me know what you want. You want to know, and I can help you understand a little bit better what's going on with high ticket sales and how to become better. Okay, so the title of today's event is how to create urgency. We're going to talk about urgency. And you guys, if you've seen these videos before, you know that I'm always talking about the difference between being a salesperson and being a closer, right? Salespeople are always salesy, chasing a sale. I'm trying to bend over backwards to find out, or not to find out, but to secure the sale. You want to secure the sale, right? Salespeople want to secure the sale. Closers are not salesy at all. Closers secure the deal. And how do you do that? Through posturing, through takeaway, maintaining a level of confidence, and not chasing the sale. That's exactly what I try to say, and I try to convey every time that I have these events. Guys, don't chase sales, please. All right? Chasing sales is like chasing money. You can chase, and that's why money chasers are so impressive, because they chase money, but they never catch it. Be a money catcher. Don't be a money chaser, right? So we're going to talk about that. And we have 5 elements here. The first bullet here is the prospect. These are basically objections, right? So we're going to counter-arrest. We're going to rebuttal these objections that I'm going to show you in a short period of time that we have. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right. I can only do it in 2 weeks. Right. That's the first bullet point. The second bullet point is I do not know my wife's schedule. The third one is I have to wait for the seminar on the weekend. Somebody purchased a seminar or material, and they tell you that they have to look at it first, that they have to go through the weekend presentation, see how it goes, and then they take it from there. They want to see how it works. Right. Fourth, I'm going on vacation. Let's do it after my vacation. And I have a bonus track. We'll see if we have the time for the bonus track as the 5th point, right? So let's dive into these babies. Let's talk about I can only do it in 2 weeks. First of all, when we find we're calling a prospect, we have to find a way to maneuver through the series of questions you're going to ask, how serious and committed the person is, right? We want to find out that this person is very serious, that we're not going to waste our time, that we're not going to waste, whatever time, however long it takes you to be able to find if this person is a good candidate. And there are simple questions that you ask. So, one of the questions that I typically ask if I'm selling a high-ticket product with an opportunity to invest in whatever it is that they want to invest, whatever field, one of the things that I ask is, what is the purpose? What is the objective that you have in becoming an effective investor in whatever it is that I'm selling, right? Now, if I hear answers like, I want to make some extra money. And I'm going to coerce the answer. I'm going to condition the answer. What does that mean? I'm going to give them options for them to pick from, right? So I'm going to say things like, Are you looking to become financially independent? Are you looking to retire from work, supplement income, replace income, become build generational wealth? What is it that you're looking for in order to become an effective investor in real estate, for instance? If I hear an answer like, yeah, well, I'm looking to establish myself as a real estate investor. I really like commercial property, but I would like to start digging into tax liens and deeds. I think if I can, I've been through certain auctions, and I think I can be very effective if I learn how to tackle tax liens and deeds, so that I can accumulate property in commercial real estate. If I hear an answer like that, instead of I want to become financially independent, I want to create a legacy for my kids. If I hear an answer that gives me back, where they give me back a technical answer with a very prominent business proposition, I know this person needs a little bit of guidance. Now, the first time they answer, it could be because they're caught off guard, right? If they're caught off guard, then you need to help them establish themselves with the right answer, right? And you can reiterate, right? This is the reason why you're going to create the respect that you need. You're going to create the posture that you need for them to follow your lead. Never allow anybody to take control of your call. It doesn't matter. And a lot of young people who have the tendency to believe that they're very strong business energy, that they have a very strong business energy, they're going to try to take away that control from you. And you cannot allow anybody to have control of your call. This is your call. This is like somebody coming into your house telling you how to rearrange the furniture, or what show on TV to watch. You're not going to allow somebody out of nowhere just knock on the door, come in, and say, "I don't like the show you're watching. Let's change the channel." You're going to tell the person, "That's my TV. You're going to sit over there. Please behave," right? If they need to be in your house. So it's the same thing with a call. This is your territory. This is your house. You cannot allow anybody to take any control away. That's taking your authority away, and you're not going to be able to sell high ticket without authority. All right. So you help them you redirect the question. You help them redirect the answer by reiterating the question a second time. You're going to tell these people, yeah, well, what I meant is, yeah, I understand you want to be highly effective in the art of, investing, and you want to do the tax liens and you want to do commercial property, and you want to be able to flip those properties and make a lot of money. I understand that. I get that. But what is it on a personal level, how becoming an effective investor can benefit you and your family? How does that help you secure finances, and what's the ultimate result? What's the ultimate objective that you have? And reiterate the points, right? Do you want to replace income? You want to retire from work? You want to become wealthy? What is it that you want? And then if they still resist and they say, well, I of course those things are important, but I'm here for the business. I'm here for the money. I'll become financially independent. That's going to happen. But right now, all I care is about the fact that I want to be highly effective in high ticket sales. I'm sorry, not high ticket sales, in tax and deeds, or whatever it is that you're selling, right? If they insist in doing that, then most people, and I'm talking about 95%, maybe even higher, of the people, once you help them rearrange that or redirect the answer, they're going to give you a clearer answer, right? Like, no, yeah, of course I want to be financially independent. Of course, who's not going to want that, right? Typically, when they say that, at this point, I'm still a little bit nervous, right? I'm still a little bit nervous, because I think that someone who gives me that answer is in the curiosity level, not on the serious level. So I am going to come back with different strategies, and of course, we're not going to talk about those right now because that's going to be reserved for that specific category when we get to that point. But I'm not gonna leave it alone. Trust me, I am going. I want to make sure that this guy understands that I'm serious about the question that I just asked, and I'm gonna come back in a different with a different concept. So I understand exactly if he's just curious about what we have, or he's interested, or he is serious. You cannot turn anybody who's on the curious level. They're far from making decisions. They're not going to be ready to make decisions yet, right? Obviously, if someone is curious, they're not going to make a $20,000 investment. If someone is interested, they're a little bit closer to making decisions, but they're not really there yet, all right? They're not there yet. They're not at a decision making by investing 20,000 or 15,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 or $2,000 into anything. What you want is you want people that are serious. Now, I'm going to give you an extra bonus here because we're not talking about this, but this is never about the product you're selling or the service you're selling. When it comes to high ticket sales, it's never about the product, it's never about the service. It's always about their objectives, what this is going to do to their lives. How can these magnify a significant benefit in their financial future? How their financial future is going to look like if they resolve the problem. So you have to focus on what they're getting out of investing in whatever it is that they're investing, that you're selling, whatever product you're selling. All right. So very important. But going back to the urgency, to the urgency part here, I can only do it in 2 weeks. All right. So when you're ready to set up an appointment, I give you a lot of information right there. I know that we're missing pieces of the puzzle. But if you keep coming to these live events, you're going to find that it'll all start coming together and start manifesting itself, right? So when you're ready to schedule, so if you are a setter setting the deal for a closer, or you're a closer aim to closing the deal, right? And somebody tells you, let's do it in 2 weeks. I can only do it in 2 weeks. Then you can't, guys, you can't set up an appointment 2 weeks out. It's something that you cannot do. All right. Now, I don't know if you buy into what sometimes people say things that they truly, truly believe, right? They truly believe they can't do it in 2 weeks because they're thinking, I have regional meetings this month. I'm traveling to Massachusetts, or I'm going to California for a revenue presentation of the region, or whatever it is that they call it. They're going to have a technical reason why, and they're going to be busy for 2 weeks, right? And they believe that. They truly believe that. The problem is not if they believe that. The problem is if you believe that. Now, if you believe that, and you believe that he doesn't have the time because he's thinking of a different angle than you're thinking. Now, what I'm thinking is you're a closer or a setter. Basically, you are a closer. Whether you're a setter or a closer, you have the intention to close something. Either you're going to close on setting up that person for the closer, or as a closer, you have the intention to close that person for the program. Either way, you're going to close, right? We just have a little bit of a distinction between in title calling or title name. because one of the closers takes a credit card and the other one makes the appointment or sets up the deal, right? That's the only difference. It's just for practical purpose. You're both closing a deal, right? If you believe that he doesn't have the time, this is what you're going to do, and this is what probably salespeople do. Oh, really? You're going to be that busy? And he's going to explain to you that he's going to be having regional meetings in different places of the United States, that he has to go and check quality of importation at the docks, whatever it is that they come up with, whatever demands they have as far as their professional circumstances. So once they explain that to you, a salesperson would take that and say, all right, let's set it up for 2 weeks on Monday. It's Monday, and he's going to tell you, well, Monday, I'll probably arrive on Monday. Let's talk Tuesday, right? And maybe we can set something up for Wednesday. And of course, a salesperson is going to feel like they have to close the deal right there. So, let's set it up for Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is, right? Now, here's the problem. This guy is going to be super busy. The minute you and him hang up the phone, you will cease to be important to him or her. You will cease to be of any matter. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why you're going to cease to exist to him is because you do not make an impression of respect and strong character, because you allowed him to get away with this. Now, if you really want to help the person, you want to be able to close that deal. If you're the closer, or set that deal for the setter, set that deal for the closer. What you're going to tell the person is, all right, John. So what you're telling me is that between tomorrow, let's say tomorrow's Thursday, right, or Friday. You're telling me that between tomorrow, Friday, and 2 Fridays from now, you have no rest. You're going to be on the go. Now, there's some people that will exaggerate and say, I will have no rest. All right, so do you go to the hotel on your trips? You go back to the hotel at some point? Yeah, I just don't know what time. Okay. Typically, what time do you get there? I get there, sometimes 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So he's making it really, really difficult for you to squeeze something in. Okay, so let me ask you this question. What about Sunday? I'm pretty sure you rest Sunday, at least Sunday. You have one day that you have to rest. Now, 80% of these people, I'm just making it really tough so that you see how extreme it can be. But he's going to have one day, and he's going to tell, well, I guess we could do Sunday. I guess we could do Sunday. All right. And so this Sunday, what time do you have Sunday? Now, obviously, this really depends on how much. If you're closing the deal for yourself, if you really want to make that sell on Sunday, and he can only make it on Sunday, so you're gonna have to do it this Sunday, or you're gonna have to do it a Sunday a week in 2 days from now. Which I hate setting appointments that far, right? If that's the case, if I can't do it Sunday, or if the guy for some reason tells me, well, I'm going to be traveling Sunday, which he's not going to be traveling for, well, it really depends. If he's going from coast to coast, he'll probably be flying for 8 hours. It's going to be really hectic for him. And you don't really want someone who is super tired trying to make a $20,000 decision, right? You don't want to do that. So you're going to have to settle for the soonest, which is the next Sunday. Now, here's the thing. When you are inevitably obligated to set up an appointment that far out, then you have to posture the crap out of that appointment. You have to be as vehement as you can to make that person understand that this is real and this is serious. You have to be, your personality has to be so big and so dominating and domination doesn't mean you are going to be loud or you're going to be imposing. What that means is you're going to show this guy why it is important for him to meet with you on that Sunday, but more importantly, why is it important for him to be serious and be there for you? You can't just say, I'll see you Sunday. Please be there for the call and hang up the phone. If you do that, nobody's going to be waiting for you. Even if you text them and send them reminders, he's not going to be there because he doesn't respect you. So you're going to have to sit with him and have a little bit of a conversation based on respecting each other's time. That's not something that we're talking about today, so I'm not going to go over that. But I have very effective ways for people to respect my time, all right? But you have to do it. Now, in most cases, these people are thinking that you only work office hours. And I hope you're not just working 9 to 5, because if you're doing that, you're missing probably on majority of sales. Because if you want to sell high ticket, most of these people are going to be home, available after 5 o'clock because they have jobs. There are two types of people that you're going to find at home doing working hours. People that have plenty of money, retired, right? People who are retired, or people who are rich. That's about three types of people. So retired, rich people, and broke people, welfare people. And needless to say, you're going to find most of these people at home more than these other two, all right? And because you're not going to be talking to a lot of multimillionaires, right? Multimillionaires don't go online looking for you, right? They have connections that can help them with whatever it is that they need. So most people are thinking that you only work until 5 o'clock. So you tell them, listen, so today's Friday. Why can't we talk? Today's Thursday. Why can't we talk tomorrow? Say, for instance, at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, even 8 o'clock. And he's going to say, oh, I didn't know you worked that late. Oh, yeah, in that case, I can work it out. I can talk to you at 7 o'clock. Let's do 6:30, 7 o'clock. Or he might say, well, I'm getting ready to leave this over the weekend. So why don't we do it Monday, since you can do, since you're working after office hours, I'm going to do it at 6:30, and boom, you got an appointment, all right? Because you're creating urgency. You can never just not create urgency, guys. 2 weeks out, when it's 2 weeks out, I'll probably do that for bonus 2 weeks out. I mean, we're going to talk about the 2 weeks out a lot, but I'm gonna talk about what to do. Okay, improvising. All right, let's talk about the next item on the list that we have here. All right, we need to fly, guys, because 6:24. I spent a lot of time doing that. Oh, we need to say hi to some people that are here. Rose is here. Joey and Mars, welcome and enjoy. Take notes, learn, ask questions if you guys need. Go ahead and challenge me with this, guys. All right, let's go. Let's find out right here. The next is, I do not know my wife's schedule. I love that one because it's like, you don't know your wife's schedule, dude. Seriously, you don't know what your wife's schedule is. And sometimes, so this is what I tell people when let's say it's the wife, right? Let's say it's the wife. I'm talking to the wife because you get a lot of women calling. You get more men, but you get women too. You're trying to set up the appointment. They understand that they need to deal with the wife or the husband, the spouse. And the first thing they tell you is, you know what, Jader, I don't know my husband's schedule is really crazy. Sometimes he's home at whatever time, sometimes he's not. One of the things that I tell him, I'm married, so I can do this a lot. I can talk in the first person about marriage because I know how it works. But let's say you're single and you tell the person, okay, You don't know your husband's schedule, but for the most part, you know when he's home. I mean, that's your husband, and it's almost impossible not to. I mean, how do you guys make plans if he's not, if you can't, ground him a little bit for whatever activity you have? You guys have to, go on dates, or if you go to church, or you go to, um, soccer for the kids. You have to understand sort of his schedule, right? And she's going to come back and say, well, yeah, well, for the most part, he's home early on Tuesdays. Let's say today is Monday, right? He's early on Tuesdays. He's typically here at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm not sure. Sometimes he gets called into work, uh, and I don't know 100% he's going to be here. So let me talk to him, and then I'll get back to you. If you allow that to happen, she'll never get back to you. It's up to you to get him to react when you're on the phone. That's the hottest time for them to be able to make a decision and line up an appointment with you. So this is what I tell them, and it works 90% of the times. I tell them, listen, all right, so Wednesday, right? So it's a Tuesday. It's more or less at around 6:30 the time he's home. Let's tentatively make an appointment for 7 o'clock. Let's give him some time to wind down, maybe take a shower, eat something, right? And 7 o'clock, we meet and we have this conversation at 7 o'clock. If it changes, it changes. But at least we have an appointment set for Tuesday. Um, the thing about me, Martha, let's say her name is Martha. Say the thing about me, Martha, is and about investors are very efficient with time. Instead of we're on the phone already. Instead of having to get back on the phone and having to talk back and forth about another time. What if the time that you tell me I can? What if the time I can? Let's already have a time set. We don't have to have another conversation. If he's okay with that, if he's not okay, then we will have another conversation. You can send me an alternative. Do me a favor if you can. When you send me a different time, give me two options so I can have two options, and I'll tell you I'll pick this one or that one. Is that okay? And I guarantee you, most likely they're going to tell you yes. They're going to say yes. That sounds like a good idea. So we'll do a tentative 7 o'clock appointment on Tuesday, and if anything changes, I'll let you know. I'll send you a text. What's the best way to contact you, Jader? Just send me a text or give me a call. Whichever is easier. As long as you tell me, and please don't tell me, let's change the time and not give me a time to change to, right? Give me the time. Let's be professional and effective as far as the time. Boom. And she's going to accept that, or he's going to accept that, all right? But do not allow them to give you this, my wife. Everybody knows what their husbands, I mean, do they really, some people really have a hard time because they have professions where they're doing things on the go, right? I don't know, a limo driver, or a doctor, right? A surgeon. Sometimes they have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. The beeper goes off. They have to get up and go to the hospital and perform a surgery, things like that. But most people don't have that type of hectic lives, right? So you need to make sure that you dominate. Um, you control your call. You control your time. All right. Let's go for the third one. I have to wait for the seminar or on the weekend. All right. So I love it when I'm about to set up an appointment. Let's say I talk to someone and they tell me we sold them on some sort of material for I don't know, investing stock market, for the stock market, right? So they went and bought a download with a bunch of, or they bought a webinar, right? They bought a webinar. They paid, I don't know, $500 for a webinar, and now you give them a call, because of course you're not going to wait until they go to the webinar to give them a call. You just give them a call and you tell them, hey, how are you? So I noticed you're going to attend to the webinar. You're going to attend the webinar on Saturday. So that means you're really serious about investing in the stock market. Is that correct? Yes. All right, cool. And you go through a spiel, and then you're ready to make the appointment, and they tell you, well, why don't we just wait until Saturday, and then you see how it goes, and then depending on that, then we can have a conversation. Again, I hope by then they already have respect for you, right? You sound like you're the expert, like you can be a guidance to them, you can be a counselor to them, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to grow into the conversation as someone who's got power and who's got strong opinions, and your opinions are validated through your attitude, your personality, your character. So you're going to tell them, well, John, why not be effective with time? One of the things that we inculcate when we are going through the process of training people on how to invest is how to always maximize time. And if we are already here and we already have the opportunity to schedule a conversation, the webinar is great for information. You're gonna learn a lot, but you're not gonna become wealthy. That webinars are not. So if you want to become a brain surgeon, you go to a webinar. You're not going to become a brain surgeon. You have to go to school. You have to treat this professionally. You want to be effective in how you do this. One webinar is not gonna cut it. You can make money, but there are so many other things that you're not missing, that you're missing, that you're not really thinking about, that cannot be taught in a single webinar or in a 3-day webinar, right? So we're right here. Let's schedule the appointment and let's, go to the webinar. That's great. That's wonderful. But let's, in the meantime, tackle this. Let's not waste time. The economy is where it's at right now. And right now I'm here. Let's create urgency, guys. All right. Don't let people, play with your time. Don't let people play with their time either. Right. The next one is, I'm going on vacation. Let's do it after my vacation. When someone says that, it sounds reasonable. I'm going on vacation. John, I don't want to disturb my vacation, right? They're not even thinking about that. They're thinking about, I'm going on vacation. I want to come back. Like, perfect. You're going on vacation. You're going to relax. There's not better time than having a vacation and the freedom to take that opportunity to find the most effective path to eliminate your job and have permanent vacation for the rest of your life while you make money. I mean, this is a perfect time. So vacation is perfect. How long are you going to be on vacation for? I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. Great. We spent 2 hours out of the entire vacation. Come on. Sometimes, yeah, I know you got to go and, maybe you hop on a cruise or you site visiting, but come on, you can spare 2 hours if you're serious about the goals that you're telling me you're serious about, becoming financially independent and doing this and becoming highly effective in this field. Then it's the 2 hours on a vacation. Yeah, but I'm going to be away. So what? You're still going to have your cell phone, right? Yeah, and if you don't have your cell phone, I can give you a call at your hotel room. And if you're going to be at families, I can give you a call at families. I mean, you should never find excuses for which they cannot meet with you because they're on vacation or they're on away for business. I mean, never. It just doesn't make sense, guys. And it's up to you. Now, if they pull back and they resist, I mean, you did your job, right? And then inevitably, sometimes you can't be a nuisance to people, to people's lives, and say, no, you got to do it because I say, because you're going to lose the lead, you're going to lose the prospect. So sometimes at some point, if they just say, no, Jader, you know what, John, I'm going to be honest with you. I just want to focus on the vacation. I want to focus on my family. We're going to be sightseeing. We're going to be biking, we're going to be skiing, we're going to be snorkeling, whatever it is that they're going to be doing. We're just going to be busy. I don't want to. I guarantee you, we're not going to be able to find the time to meet with you 2 hours. That's a commitment. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not going to put my wife through that. If that's the case, at that point, you back off and you say, all right, so what I'm going to do, and if he says, let's set it up right now for the day, just set it up. You have no alternative, but let him know you're going to be a pain in the ass. Let him know. I set it up for 2 weeks out, and I say, well, 2 weeks out, we're going to do it Monday, 2 weeks from now. Since you're asking me to work with you, now I'm going to ask you to work with me. You're going to respect that time, right? You're not just, you're not just saying that because you want to get rid of me today, right? You want to set it up at that time because you have respect for these. You're serious about your intention to become an effective investor in real estate, whatever. I can count on the fact that you're going to be there and you're not going to insult me by not showing up. Is that correct, John? Yeah, no, for sure, John. Let's say you both are John. Yeah, no, for sure, man. I'll be there. It's just my vacation time. He's going to go through that. You tell him, okay, so here's the commitment, the favor I'm going to ask you. I need you to be patient. I need you to be patient because I'm going to confirm the heck out of that appointment so that, because I'm already saying 2 hours. By the time you come back from your vacation, you're going to be less excited about getting on the phone because you're going to be tired. You're going to be less excited about becoming a millionaire because you're going to be tired. And success is not something that depends on emotions or motivation. People that are motivated doesn't mean that they're going to become successful. Success, the intention to become successful, has to go through every layer of feelings that you have. Only people that are emotional and think of success only when they feel hyped, when they feel hyper, and when they feel happy, and then when they're tired and they're disappointed, now they don't have time to become successful. Those type of people with that weak of a character will never get anywhere. So I want to make sure that this is not that, even if you're going to be tired and you're going to be whatever, you're going to be thinking about all the money that you spent, that you still want to be successful, because it's not about motivation. It's about having the necessity to do this, having the inevitable feeling that you're going to get there. Is that correct? And then you make sure that they understand that. All right. Bonus track, guys. I have a few. I don't know which one to share with you. I want to share a cool one. I want to do a real cool one here. I should charge you guys for this one, but I charge you for all of them. I mean, but this is important. When someone tells you that they're shopping around, let's say you take the phone, you give them a call, and you tell them, you introduce yourself, and the first thing they tell you, oh yeah, great. I'm shopping around. I'm talking to 4 other companies. Right there, you got to talk about this. When someone is shopping around, that means they're serious, right? But what it also means is that they're telling you right there, I'm not going to make decisions with you because I'm shopping around. So I'm letting you know, do not close me or attempt to close me anytime soon because I'm shopping. That's what they're telling you. As soon as you accept that, who's got control of that call? They do. And you never surrender control. So what you tell them is, and this is what I do, guys. It might not be very popular amongst salespeople, but amongst closers understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to ask, so how many people have you talked to before me? So I'm talking to 4 people. I already talked to 1, and I have lined up conversations like this. I have one more today. I have two tomorrow. So that's 4 or 5, right? Let's say 5. So right there, what I tell them is this: look, appreciate that you're doing the shopping, but since you're not the only one making the decision whether we're going to work together or not, I have to protect my time, man. I cannot just talk to you for the heck, because I only talk to people that are serious about working with us, right? Of course, you need to do research on who we are, make sure that we're ethical and all that stuff. But here's my proposition to you. Why don't you talk to all those people first? And then you and I will get back together. So you said that you'll talk to the person. Today is Monday. You talk to someone on Saturday. You're going to talk to 2 people today, and you have another person tomorrow. So Wednesday, why don't I give you a call at 6 o'clock? Yeah, but we're right here. Why can't we talk? Because basically what you're telling me is, Jader, I'm going to make decisions based on who I like the most. And you know who you're going to like the most is the person you hear last. No, that's not. No, it is true. You know why? Because you're going to lose 80%. It's scientifically proven. You're going to lose 80% of the information that I give you. If I give you that information in the beginning before anybody, by the time you talk to the last guy, that 20% of the information that you were left, that you actually retained because you lost 80%, you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna confuse it, and I'm gonna be taking notes. No, it doesn't work that way. I know. I've been doing this for a long time. I refuse to go right now. Give me the chance to be the last guy. Don't tell him, give me the chance. I'm sorry. Let's give each other the chance to talk last, so that way we can both be fresh in our memory and make decisions based on reality, on real facts, not just what we forgot, what we can remember, and the notes that I took. Because here's what happens: you take notes, you forget 80% of what I told you. Your notes. Well, parts of those notes will belong to the 80% that you forgot, and how are you going to make sense of the things that you can't remember? I'm not willing to do it. I'm willing to do it if we do it at the end, and be a little bit quirky and funny. Let them know that you mean well, and let them understand that this is what an effective investor would do. Is I would never have conversations. It's like when you go to a job interview. You don't want to be the first guy on Monday. You want to be the last guy on Friday, because the last guy is the one who gets less attention, less tension, less tension. It's Friday. The interviewer is going to be a lot more flexible, a lot happier. He's going on vacation on weekend. He's going to be a lot more easier. He's going to be a lot more flexible to talk to. Instead of Monday, they come on Monday, they're tired. It sucks that they're back at work. It's the beginning of the week. They have a case of the Mondays, and now you're going to be the first one. You don't want to be the first one, guys. You don't want to be the first one. That's your bonus track, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I want to say hi and thank you to Joey, Mars, and Rose. Thank you very much for attending every single one of these events. I really appreciate it. Guys, I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday for the most part. If I don't do it one time, 2 times a week, I will for sure do it 1 time a week. All right. So I'll be here Tuesday, Thursday. Worst case scenario, one of the two. You'll be able to keep up with the way that I do the events. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Black Label Closers. Subscribe. Hit like. Make comments. Ask questions. This is challenge me. I can answer some of the questions. Maybe I can address if you have suggestions for me to do on these lives. I can go ahead and do the live based on the suggestion you make. Join Skool, SKOOL.com. You can join there for free. You can enter or get the free course or the $97 course valued at $1,000. Or if you want to put your money where your mouth is, you can invest into the partnership program that I have, which is we split it 50-50. All right. You can go to www.blacklabel-closers.com. And again, Join the community. Subscribe. Let's do this. All right. I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. See ya. Bye bye.